Here we are in the room podcast. Let me shut that down right there. Hey, everyone. Just hoping I have sound out there. We are live on Instagram. We are live on Facebook. And we will be available on YouTube tomorrow, this whole stream tomorrow. What's up, peoples out there? This is Steve Domenico in the room podcast. This is our second show of the year. And first show did have Christos Papadelos from Enigma Jiu-Jitsu talking about his tournament that happened at the beginning of January. When was that? I think it was January 3rd, a Sunday. Great successful tournament, and we have two gentlemen on the podcast tonight. Let me get this. This is my laptop, so let me get this on my page so I can see the stream that's going on here. So we will have Nick Fiore on in like 4 minutes. So are we live? We are live. And let me see if there's sound. Hold on, everyone. Excellent. We have fucking sound, people. We have sound. Hopefully I can call them in live on video. I've been playing with a few things lately and I might have fucked everything up, but I hope not. I have Nick Fiore ready to go. I hopefully... so sorry. He'll call in and everything will be a success. I can't see who's asking questions or anything like that. I'm sorry. But we will. Is this thing skipping? Better not be fucking skipping. I'll be pissed. Is it? Let me see. Yeah, it's clicking. It's delayed a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But so let me know. Can you talk to me out there? I don't know if there's something going on with my stream or not. But if not, it's being recorded live anyway, so it'll be on YouTube tomorrow. So something is going on with my live here that I think it's kind of delayed. So let me see what's going on here. You know what? Well, I'm going to keep it on. Should I? How's it look out there, people? I don't know if there's something going on with my stream or not, but if not, it's being recorded live anyway, so it'll be on... Well, it sounds good. It's just dragging a little bit. I don't know why it's doing that. I have no idea why it's doing that, but it is dragging. Hey, everyone, it's dragging a little bit on my Facebook live feed, but it is going to be on YouTube tomorrow, so you guys don't care. You're just looking at it behind the scenes. So with that said, I'm going to have Nick Fiore on. It looks like it's kind of skipping around, which I'm not liking, but hopefully you guys can hear it and we're all good. Well, it sounds good. It's just dragging a little bit. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, so look at me. I can see myself explaining things to people out there. So hopefully it's not dragging on my live here. Not my live, on my recorded version here. But I don't like it that it's doing that. I have no idea why it's doing that. Let me see. One more time, people. Maybe it's my computer myself. Yeah, it's skipping. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, I'm going to give Nick Fiore a call, see what happens right now. I'm going to let him know I'm calling right now, and we're going to get the show on the road because that's my deal. That's my deal. I'm not liking how that's going, but it is what it is. So right now I say to Nick, are you ready? And we see what he says. All set. Here we go. All right. So let me call him. See what happens. Excellent. He's going to come in video. And, everything's dragging back there. I don't know why. I'm not liking it. Nick, what's up, my man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Let me get you on here. They can hear you. They just can't see you yet. Oh, where is he? There he is. Let me get your name up and your Instagram handle here, and we'll get to talking, man. Hey, it seems like the feed is dragging a little bit on Facebook. I don't know why, but it's going to be recorded anyway, and it's going to be on YouTube. And plus, I'm going to cut your portion out, and I'm going to release it separately anyway. So it's all going to be good no matter what. So if people start yelling at me on the feed, I'll forgive. Whatever I say can't be held against me because, I'm producing the show, interviewing you, and talking shit to these people out there. So Nick, how you doing, my man? How's your new year going so far?
It's going good, man. It's going good. Training all the time. Just waiting for some sort of MMA show to go down.
Is there, nothing going on in New England? A lot of things going on outside the states. You guys, are you looking around? Have you been jabbing out there, trying to get some bites from other organizations around the country?
Not as much right now. I might have to turn to that now, but we'll see. I'll talk to the team and we'll go from there.
Renzo Gracie, New Hampshire. That's where you're out of primary camp. Do you cross-train anywhere else to get your work in?
Yeah, I got a lot of work in with the New England Cartel guys. Those guys are awesome. I get as much work in with them as I can. And then mostly Renzo's. Haverhill Intercity Boxing, was stopping in there for a while. I'm dabbling in a few different places.
Now, when you make a decision to fight MMA, is that is that all three of these kind of camps together that talk about it, or is it mainly Renzo that kind of they call the shots with how your career's going?
It's a little bit of everybody, I'd say. I like to get a little input from different people, get some different points of view.
Now, very, very successful amateur career. Were you with all these same camps through your amateur MMA career also?
Not the whole time. I've just been dabbling with the New England Cartel guys for the last couple of them. A little bit of cross training here and there, but more recently working with them more and more frequently. But yeah, I've been with Renzo's most of the time.
Excellent. A very successful amateur career. Dude, you stayed between the 145 and the 155 range. I didn't know you fought for the amateur 155-pound title for Premier? Yes.
Yeah, back a couple of years ago.
All your fights, all your MMA fights are with Combat Zone. Where did the Premier fight jump in there? And at 155, I think you've only fought in your amateur career a couple of times, catch weights at 150, but to jump on a amateur title belt right there, kind of soon in your career too, maybe 3 or 4 fights in.
Yeah.
So
I think that was just one of the ones we were just looking around. We ended up taking it. The kid was undefeated, so they wanted to make it a title fight. But as far as going back, we decided to just stick with Combat Zone, just because it was closer, sold a lot more tickets, so it was definitely more worth our while, But looking forward, I would definitely fight for them again,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a couple of belts there too. And then after that, you captured the Combat Zone 145-pound title also. And it isn't like, you were fighting, established fighters who are pretty good in the game now. They've become pros now. Some of them 4 or 5 fight deep. So you didn't have an easy road to get to these titles, man. You fight for this 145-pound title, man. How'd it feel to do that in Combat Zone where you got your start and your backyard?
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. I'm good friends with Calvin, so it's always good to help him put on a good show. But yeah, man, I love the Combat Zone crowd. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, watching your fights in the past and being there live, I was there. I would imagine I was definitely there for a couple of your amateur fights. I just didn't know, back then, not many fighters, and especially in New Hampshire, I was more of Connecticut and Providence following them. And then I, kind of dabbled in you guys. But
yeah,
I definitely seen your pro debut. I was there cage side for that. So it was a couple of years between, I think, your last amateur fight, maybe a year and a half, and your pro career fight. What was the gap in there, and what was, what was going on there? Was it a hard decision, or were you just resting up, injury? What was going on?
Yeah, we were training a ton still, focusing a lot on the grappling. I was doing more, jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff like that, and then having more, a higher rank in jiu-jitsu, had a little bit of a harder time finding fights as an amateur, so we just decided to go professional and give that a try.
Well, dude, you weren't getting much cage time in there as an amateur. I mean, most of your fights, except for for one or two, maybe got out of the first round. You had all finishes. I think 4 sub finishes, 1 TKO. So I think the time was ready. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 23. I just turned 23 in December.
23 years old. I saw you. I got some pictures of some of your fights and stuff flashing. I see you with a huge trophy. Was that fight of the night or performance of the night trophy you got from them?
Yep. Yeah, that was my 5th fight, something like that. That was a good one. That felt really good. I trained really hard for that one. Got all my conditioning work in, and it was funny. We saw the trophy on the side, and I leaned over to a friend of mine, and I was like, "I'm taking that home tonight." Yeah. So, and then it ended up happening. So
that's awesome.
It was fun.
That's mine. Did you fight Ali Zebian for that fight? Was that fight?
Yeah,
and that's one of those pros I'm talking about that's doing very well. He's got a couple of fights in Bellator, I think a win or so, but only fought beasts. He had a great fight in LFA, I think. And he's a wrestler, and that's all he does is grind, and you beat that dude. And, let's talk a little bit about that. What your, what the fire in you that you can do that to the people. I mean, what's your base? What is your, your fallback? We know it's jiu-jitsu, but where'd you get your start? How did it all start here?
Well, I mean, I started off, just doing general MMA sessions. Just doing a lot of jiu-jitsu. Kind of got drawn more into the grappling aspect of it. Even though, obviously, I love my striking. I love it all, boxing, everything. But yeah, I don't know. I was just drawn to the grappling. I like the idea of submissions and takedowns and stuff like that. So
now you've been in. You talked about competition, at BJJ comp. What's the difference? What's the mindset? I mean, you're fighting another individual, another man there who wants to do the same thing you want to do to him. What's the mindset? Is there a different mindset going into a jiu-jitsu grappling match, like against a very, very high competitor that, you definitely don't want to lose to? What's the difference in the mindset going into that and an MMA fight?
I mean, I feel like definitely, worried about the striking element of it on the ground. But, I was pretty confident in my guard. I didn't really feel like I would get taken down. Pretty confident in my own wrestling too. Basically the idea in that one was to put him on his back, put him where he's not comfortable, and then a lot of time, especially wrestlers, trying to get up, they give up their back. So, and that's where I'm trying to get either way.
Exactly. They hate to be on, that back. They want to turn out of there. And is it more great? Does it make you feel better to beat a wrestler, like, just grind a wrestler out? Because, they have, they're that combat sport that, has that grind and, a lot of sacrifice in there, and they're gamers. I mean, they don't give up. Is it a big satisfactory to take out and to beat a wrestler that's, not just jiu-jitsu, but a wrestler base that is, maybe a national champion or something like that you might face?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great. I feel like, I don't know. I see jiu-jitsu is just like wrestling is just a part of grappling as a whole, and I like to kind of study all of it. So, definitely, yeah, beating a good wrestler is, I feel like, always an impressive win. I think wrestling is one of the best foundations you can have for MMA. Helps you dictate where the fight's going. Helps you control the distance and stuff. So, yeah, man. I mean, just like anybody else, a good wrestler, a good striker. I'm gonna try to play my game on them and get the win.
Excellent. Well, before we get to that tournament you just won, and we'll just a little storyline behind it, dude. Calvin just fought. You talked about you cross train with them guys. I don't know if you helped them during this camp. I'm sure they had you in there to for your grappling abilities and stuff like that. Dude, training with him and helping him get ready for this, and then watching the fight, and then just the excitement and an incredible fucking fight like that, man. What's going through your mind? How do you sit still? Do you you're like family watching this shit. How do you sit still when something like that's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, you certainly feel the difference when it's someone that you're close with like that versus any given fight. I think I was thinking what everybody else was thinking, and that's that Calvin's a savage. That guy has heart like nobody else. That was a crazy fight, though. Crazy fight.
Yeah,
obviously super proud of him, man. That it's unbelievable.
Exactly. Even though he was absorbing some shots and a lot of shots, man, he was still throwing them shots. And if that the hope was there that one of those was going to land at one point, and a few did land. And if it was against anyone else but Max that night, they would have hit the canvas, man. I think just Max was unbeatable that night against anyone. So, my God, and hats off to both of them guys, because it just made who didn't know, everyone knows both of them fighters, but they got fans on both sides coming out of that fight. So no one really lost out of that fight. Maybe just the position the next fight, but as far as fan base and just people going, oh my God, man, they got a lot of fans there. And us being from New England, you training with Calvin and that whole cartel, dude, man, that's something awesome to start 2021, man.
Definitely.
Excellent.
Definitely, man.
So let's get to you, bro. So, I go to a jiu-jitsu tournament, and people have been asking me like, hey, Nick Fiore, you got to get him on the show and stuff like that. And I was, and then fights died down, and, I wasn't really following jiu-jitsu, and, Enigma came around, and, I know Christos very well, and, podcast, and we go back and forth. So I went to a show, and, I was checking it out. I didn't know you were going to be there. I knew, some other MMA fighters, Jeff Joy, Conor Barry, and fighters like that were going to be there. So I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, you walk in the door, and I didn't know what was going on. I was setting up and stuff like that. And then I go to Christos. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Because, all the eyes turned as Nick comes into the room. So, and then he tells me last minute, a few hours notice that, your trainer partner could not make the event, and you stepped in. Dude, talk a little bit about that. You and I interviewed after the event, but talk about what was going on during that day before you got the call, because you were training with, say his name, because I'll butcher it and he'll strangle me if I kill his name.
Placido?
Yes, there
Placido Santos. Yeah, so, I was helping him get ready for it anyway, and we do a lot of positional rounds, getting used to being in bad positions and stuff, and also holding those positive positions, from back control and stuff like that, and so yeah, I mean, I feel like, and that's another thing, I feel like we're training all the time anyway, so we're kind of always in shape. So when even that morning when I woke up, I was pretty confident he'd still be in it, and then once he made the definitive call, I was basically just getting more mentally ready. I had to flip the switch a lot quicker than normal, but it was good. It's it's cool to get to test yourself now and again.
Excellent. So you were going there anyway. Were you going there anyway to,
Yes.
he was going to be in the event. I mean, that's your main training party. So you were going anyway to coach him or help him out during the match. So who was helping you? I mean, was it just going to be you, or were there other people from the team coming with you to come help him out?
Yeah, actually, we had a whole crew down there.
Oh,
we had a good amount of the guys from the Team Henzo's. I had Kevin Landry coaching me too, who owns Henzo's, and then and I had a couple other training partners there as well, cheering me on, coaching me along. So it was cool. That's why I like these local events. Because it's like the whole family's there.
Yeah, dude, it was it was really cool. I mean, just listen to the coaches there and just training partners giving pointers and stuff. Me, it's like I've rolled a little bit, like I'm less than a white belt. You know what I mean? But just listening to it and watching it, I mean, you can't not be a fan. Just seeing the camaraderie and just the support going on there while you guys are like suffocating or looking like it, even though you're not. You're just ready to take over. So, dude, let's talk a little bit about the event itself. Because big props to Christos, the grand opening event he put on. It looked great. It flowed great competitors. How'd you feel? How'd you feel about the overall event? Because we get another one coming in March.
It's awesome, man. I would definitely recommend it to anybody looking to go out there and, add a little intensity, doing either a super fight or getting in one of those brackets, try and win some money. It's nice to have the payback, so you're not, paying the entry fee just to win only a medal or something, because I feel like everybody that's doing one of those types of tournaments puts a lot of time into their training, a lot of time into the study, and it's nice to get paid for it sometimes,
Exactly.
Awesome.
And I would imagine it adds a little more fire to the game when there's a little money on the line, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. That was definitely in my mind. Yeah.
Now, some of the competitors, I would imagine, you knew who was going to be in there. We talked about that. You knew who to get ready for a little, their background or whatever.
Yeah.
But, going in there, did you go in there blind to some of these guys that you didn't know anything really about them? Is that how a lot of tournaments go? You don't know much about some of the guys you might be rolling with?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, some people I knew better than others. Some people I'd never seen at all. But it just depends on the bracket. But especially the local shows, usually I'll be familiar with at least a couple of the guys.
Excellent. Is there anyone in the game that in or audio weight class that when they walk into a tournament and something you go, can't wait to watch this fucking guy? Is there or is there a couple of those guys around?
Yeah, I'd say there's a couple. I love obviously my buddy Placido. I love watching him compete. He's just a technical wizard. Student of the legendary John Danaher, so he really knows his stuff. I like watching Stapleton compete. Jack, he's fun to watch, real flowy. I think we got a good variety of guys in the area, and definitely a lot of fun people to watch around here.
Excellent. Well, dude, I know you talked about before I let you go. We're gonna have Jack Stapleton on after you.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about MMA, but we'll get to that, a couple of minutes of that. But they got another tournament, another one in March now, and they're adding combat jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. Is this something that you might be interested in getting involved in if you're not, getting ready for a fight or something like that?
Yeah, I think that I've never done that before, but I would 100% be interested in something like that. You know, the hybrid rules are, you know, make things a little more interesting. Obviously, I prefer MMA, but if that's not an option, I would try it.
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna play your win from your fight. I was cage side. I got a little clip of that that I stole. That Combat Zone probably hates me for, but I don't care. It's what I do, brother. So, Nick. So before I let you go, we're gonna play that. But what's going on with MMA? You know, you 155 155er. Is that, you know, you ready to go at that weight? If, you know, not next week, but, you know, what's your timeline as far as if something comes a calling? I mean, you're 1-0, but your accolades and who you train with, man, you should be getting some eyes on you pretty soon. So, you know, what's your timeline here?
You know, next couple months. You know, I would definitely be looking to get something in that time. You know, I'm getting my strength and conditioning program going up more. You know, but yeah, I think next couple of months, hopefully we'll see something.
Excellent, my man. Well, dude, last thing. Someone was asking, do you have a manager? You know, Tyson and the Cartel. I'm sure they got, you know, they'll keep an eyes on you and stuff. You're well taken care of as far as who's looking out for you. But do you have a manager? And if not, this guy's interested. He has nothing to do with me, New England. I don't know him. But is anyone managing you, or is it too early right now? You're gonna get another fight or two, and then you'll go that route.
Yeah, well, it's sort of right now. I have you know, people that care about me, that advise me.
Yep.
You know, nothing official, no signed papers or anything as of just now. But yeah, no, I still got a solid team at my back always.
Excellent, man. Well, you know, being at that event and seeing your coaches or a couple of them helping you out, and just the people around there, man, it's something that I really enjoyed. It was a breath of fresh air, because MMA has been dead. I haven't been to an event since maybe a month after your pro debut, and that's it. So going to see anything live with anything competitive, and something that I love to, you know, watch as far as anything in combat sports, especially you guys there, because you are wizards in the ground, man. It was a breath of fresh air. New Hampshire seemed like the way it should be, you know what I mean?
Yes.
The way it was, and I can't wait to go back. I can't wait until March. And I can't wait to see what's next for you, man. So last thing, brother, shout outs, sponsors, anything you want to say before I let you go. And, you know, we'll talk as soon as something new comes up with you, bro.
Yeah, just, you know, everybody down at Renzo Gracie, New Hampshire, all those guys, definitely New England Cartel, Hayford Inner City Boxing. My shout out, baby.
Excellent, my man. Well, you guys got a huge corral of young fighters like yourself. Just killers, man. Killers that have been in and out of Combat Zone, all dabbling in these other organizations, and then just tearing people up there. So, man, I can't wait to see what's going on. You know, Calvin got done. He's resting. Maybe he's putting something together for the Combat Zone. He's got enough money now. He can, you know what I mean? He can throw a little bit at the Combat Zone and get you guys some action there, man. Because, you know, if the Combat Zone or something in New Hampshire got going, man, New England would explode, and it would be something, you know, that would leave a mark in the country right now. So it'd be great. So, Nick, man, thanks so much for coming on, brother, and I appreciate it, bro.
Thanks for having me.
All right, my man. You have a good night.
All right, you too.
All right, later. Well, there you go. Fucking Nick Fiore, man. Good interview. My shit's still skipping here. But like, excuse me. Like I said, I recorded it. It is also on Instagram. My Instagram live right now on Ambassador of the Fighters Instagram. We are going live right now with that. So, Jack Stapleton. I'll be calling you, where are you right here? In 2 minutes, because right now I'm going to play the Enigma ad for the new tournament coming up. So I'm going to play that while I'm calling Jack up right now.
Saturday, March 13th, the region's premier grapplers battle it out at the Enigma Invitational. Sub-only, no gi supervised. Combat Jiu-Jitsu super fights. An 8-man sub-only tournament with $1,000 on the line. Available on demand at regionalcombatsports.com.
Oh, wrong one. Oh, wrong one. There we are. All right, hold on, Jack. Let me get you up here. All right, Jack Stapleton in the house. If anyone's watching, Jack. For some reason, it's skipping on Facebook, but it's you can hear it clear and all that. But it's live recorded, and it's also going to be recorded for YouTube tomorrow, where I'll cut your interview out and share it separately. So let me get you on right now, man.
Perfect. How's my audio?
You sound great, man. You sound fucking awesome. So, brother.
Can you hear a playback of the car?
No, I can't hear nothing.
Okay, great.
Are you hearing an echo or something?
No, I was just wondering.
No, you look perfect, man. Jack Stapleton in the house. Relentless Worldwide, everybody. The fucking
What up?
BJJ and no-gi wizard over here. Brother, thanks, man. We just talked to Nick Fiore, a fellow roller, a friend of yours who is, in the same competition as you, bro. How's everything been going since I talked to you on the 3rd, my friend? I mean, it's only been a couple of weeks, but you're a fast roller, brother. What's been going on since then? Anything?
Well, I bought this whip.
What'd you get, brother? I saw you go on Facebook and I think you were asking about cars or something like that. And what do you got? What are you driving right now?
Well, right now, we're driving a 2018 Subaru Crosstrek 4-wheel drive with the fuel economy. There we go.
With the fuel economy, people, that's a big point right there. Because you do drive all over the place, brother.
I don't drive all over the place. I take the trains and I get people to drive me because I just got my license and I just got this car in this week. So what's up?
Well, congratulations, twofold, brother, man. So,
Hell yeah.
So all right. So, are you the taxi now, or
Oh, hell no.
The car's too new. The car's too new. Man, how's it feel to drive a new whip and to be driving yourself around now instead of like taking the train and hustling for a ride?
It's pretty ridiculous. I just pulled in the driveway. I just got home. Didn't do much today. Just popped in the gym. Didn't train much. I was fighting a cold, but I'm good now. But nothing really has been going on besides the usual. I just got 2 stripes on my brown belt. That's pretty cool. And then I just got this whip and my license, and that's pretty much it.
Excellent, my man. Well, you just mentioned something I want to talk to you about because I happen to have a picture of here. You just got promoted, so that is something that's happened within the couple of weeks since I saw you at the Enigma tournament. So let's talk about it, and let's talk about your coach who promoted you and how special is it, and how you feeling about the the promotion.
Well, we didn't really know about the promotions. It was kind of like a spur of the moment thing. It was on a recent Saturday, and the Friday before, I just went down and trained, and he told me about it then. So Mamo runs the gym, Mamo Jitsu, and he teaches at his gym. He used to teach at Trifecta, but with Corona, he hasn't been coming down, so that's why we didn't know about it. But I was just out there training. He just mentioned that I should pop in. So it was like we weren't even like supposed to go to it, so he just kind of like striped me up or whatever. But it would have happened regardless. But it was cool. Nothing too crazy. Just striping them up, and that was it.
Excellent, my man. Well, how long has this journey been from from when you got your brown belt, got awarded that, up until this point? How long of a journey has this been?
I got my brown belt December 8th of 2018.
All right. So that's 2 years. A little over 2 years. Congratulations, my friend. So
thanks, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So here we are. You're getting your brown belt in the gi.
Yes.
I see a lot of pictures of you in the gi, but I see a lot of tournament footage of you without the gi here. Now, is there ranking without the gi, and how does that go? Is there, are you trained? Are you ranked by the same group of fellas? How does that go?
Yeah, it's the same exact thing. There is a few differences. Like the whole gi versus no gi thing. The differences is pretty much it comes down to like the rule set and just the training and just everything that goes on there. So, but I'm a jiu-jitsu brown belt, but I'm a submission grappler as well. Like we enter a naga. If you enter a no gi naga, you don't sign up as like a blue belt. You sign up as intermediate, advanced. So it's like grappling, but I mean the formal side of it is in the gi, and I have a background in that. I've been competing in that since I started. So the last year or two, I definitely did take a sort of a right turn towards the no-gi scene, just because of, like I said, the rule set and the availability for matches, and just it's such a different sport. It's like baseball and basketball now with the rules. So it's like making a good career in one is a lot easier than making a good career in both, if that makes any sense. Like it's easier to specialize in one nowadays. It goes way deeper than you would expect because like almost like 50% of my leg lock game is illegal in the gi. So not that like it's only a leg lock game that I have, which is something that me and my training partners joke about. But yeah, that's that. And yeah, it's just grappling, and we're under Mau Mau. Mau Mau doesn't even have like a huge no-gi program, like really at all. It's like a once a week thing. But some schools like that are run by Brazilians are just more traditional. It's nothing against them. It's just totally different. It's much different.
Understandable. So to get that no-gi work in, because, and we'll talk about, Enigma and how they specialize in that and stuff like that. But to get that and to get ready for competitions, you have to travel around and get them rolls in to get them looks, because like you say, you specialize in something maybe in your game, but there's other specialists out there that you have to learn the defense of that game also, because you don't know what you're up against sometimes out there. So how do you find these other partners, and how many gyms do you head to get these different looks?
Yeah, there's a few. There's a couple of like close knit, like there's a group of like guys that I would say like that have kind of like got together recently, and it's like it's me and Christos and just a bunch of the guys that we cross train with, and I kind of just have to go where I can. I don't travel like more than like once a week, I would say. I try to travel at least once a week to get rolls in with other guys. I have like 4 guys that I can rely on at Trifecta, but it's just everybody else is just like a little heavier, or just like they're either a beginner or they're just like in a different stage and they're not necessarily competitors. So I just kind of have to find the competitors, and Brett Layton and Brandon Layton are training at Trifecta now, which is huge to my training regimen. So we got them. That's huge. And I got Skylar Yee. I got Bukai's my coach. I got a bunch of people right now. So it's pretty good what we got going. And it just kind of started getting like getting up and running with Corona. It kind of subjected the people who are like hobbyists and competitors into like different groups. I would say Corona did. Yeah. And it's kind of good what we got going from there.
Excellent, my man. Well, you're not jumping, but your main gyms right now are Trifecta, where you teach and you coach there, and I think when we interviewed you run the jiu-jitsu program there, and now Enigma Jiu-Jitsu, where they are just doing no-gi only, and as you said, these are killer rounds, grinding, nonstop right there, and this is basically where you go to suffocate and die and learn what you need to get better there, So, how is that? And, how's the feeling to go there knowing that, there's other guys there that are, not that it's not like that at your gym, but you have specialists like yourself at this gym, maybe going against some of the same competitors you go against, rolling. How's it feel to get in with them killers there and just roll like that?
Yeah, of course, it's great, and it kind of comes down to the fact that me and Christos are the only people that are actually teaching there. So if you know me and Christos, you know what we're about. So that's kind of that, and it just kind of brings everybody who likes no-gi sub only, likes leg locks, or like, you know what I'm saying, who's always competing. They enjoy like MMA jiu-jitsu. They enjoy what's going on nowadays with no-gi. Everybody kind of knows it. Like BJJ Fanatics, Alex West owns Kimbox that that t-shirt company that you were supporting at Enigma. He's a huge training partner of mine, and like, it's kind of like a lot to do with Fanatics. Fanatics has gotten the Gordon DVDs and the Henzo DVDs. That's kind of what me and a lot of my buddies have been like doing curriculum-wise for the past year. So that's kind of that, and yeah, that's what's going on at Enigma. Just us teaching and training, and Savage Rounds.
Excellent. And being entrepreneurs and innovators and all that other stuff. Jack, right now I'm playing your tournament win at the Enigma Grand Opening Tournament, my friend.
Yeah.
Dude, my God, we interviewed after, man, but what a success. What a great time. What a great turnout. Everything just flowed over there, except for, one of the competitors having a baby and had to bail out, but Nick Fiore saved the day and went in there, and the tournament kept going. So, dude, how'd you feel about the grand opening and just the tournament itself, just doing so well?
It was so smooth. It was just everything that I was just talking about. Everything was just coming into fruition, and it just kind of was like a tangible vibe that everybody kind of picked up, and I feel like that's what's going to get everybody in the doors. He's just announced another tournament with combat jiu-jitsu and a bunch of other things going on. I think that's March 13th or something like that. So yeah,
so it's a Saturday, March 13th. When I was calling you, I played the new promotional video that I think pay-per-view put together, or New England Combat Sports put together. A couple of organizations there, fairly new, that came out of COVID. These guys, needed to do something. And why not do something with friends? And they created a media corporation, both of them, a media page, a combat sports page. And you guys are killing it as a threesome here, man. They got a pay-per-view going. They produced the whole event as far as the media side of it. And now you got another one with, it's even going to be better because they're putting even more bling on it. How's it feel to, getting that second one coming and just to have a kind of like a tidal wave? I mean, it's coming fast, man, with the coverage and just the eyes that want to get involved with the shit. You mentioned, combat jiu-jitsu, and, MMA is not happening here, even though there's not much, there's not real strike, it's more slaps and hitting like that, but it's still, you still get to slap someone around. So it's
going to be crazy. They got Jeff Joy and Anthony Vasa. They're both local MMA fighters.
Yeah.
And you got them, like, now they're able to strike. It doesn't matter if it's a slap or not. They're going to palm right in the face.
Yep.
There's going to be like, dude, that's going to be crazy.
So the tournament, I'm going to have Christos on to get more in depth with it and talk about the competitors. I'll have a couple of more competitors on down the line. Christos is looking for a fight himself. I saw him make a post on Facebook, but is it going to be...
I am too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm looking for a 135 no-gi match.
Excellent,
135,
excellent.
Yeah.
Well, down the line we'll have like we'll do a really. If you don't get one, we'll call everyone on in New England or beyond.
Oh, yeah.
But
there's a couple of people that I'm thinking about, but whatever. If 135 no-gi, definitely down to get a match.
Excellent. So the tournament, is it going to be two things? Is it going to be no-gi and a combat jiu-jitsu tournament, or is this going to be two separate things all at once? Like, what do you got going on?
Yeah, so there's three things. It's an absolute tournament. There's a $1,000 cash prize absolute tournament, and then there's the combat jiu-jitsu, and then the super fights. I hope I didn't butcher the price on that. But yeah, it's the absolute, the combat, and then the super fights.
Excellent, man. So it's going to be it's going to be on a Saturday, which is cool. Sunday was awesome too. I mean, but the other show, how long something like that go on? It's an all-day thing.
Well, what do you mean, Enigma?
Yeah, the tournament. I mean, it's going to go on, a few. We got three different things going on, so.
Well, I believe that there was a 185 8-man, 155 8-man, and then the super fights. Yeah. So I think it will be about the same time frame.
Exactly.
That started at about 3, wrapped out at about 8.
Yeah, it was perfect, and like you said, you're just replacing one thing with the other, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be what is the weight for the? It's a 135 pound, no gi. Is that what it is?
No, I'm saying I'm looking for a 135 match. There's an absolute tournament, and then a combat jiu-jitsu. There's super fights.
Okay.
Or it's a tournament. I'm not sure. Now we're both butchering it.
That I know. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I will figure it out. I mean, we got plenty of time. I'm gonna have a ton of people on, and we'll have Christos on and everything else, and we'll have you on, man. So, dude, another thing I want to talk to you before I get you off here and stuff like that is MMA. You got a couple of wins in MMA, a couple of first round finishes. And the same thing happens in your MMA as your jiu-jitsu. It's hard to get fights because of your weight, but you do have 2 wins in MMA. They came in 2018, and they were almost back-to-back. I think they were maybe a couple of months apart. You fought for Combat Zone. You had a first-round knee bar, I think, and then you fought for Cage Titans, and you pulled off a calf slicer in the first round. And then you stopped MMA. What happened there? Like, did you just want to like go in there and get a couple of fights and prove yourself in MMA, and then get back to the jiu-jitsu? What went on there that there was no other MMA in there between now and since then?
Yeah, there was a lot that went on. It kind of boiled down to my weight. I wanted to take time to go from being able to just not eat breakfast and make 115 to like actually weighing like 130 and cutting down, or like weighing 135 and cutting down, or maybe 140 and cutting down. But I was 19 when I fought, and I'm 21 now. So a couple of years have went by, and now I'm walking around a little bit heavier. And I wanted to just do a lot more jiu-jitsu and get that kind of like cemented and kind of put my name on the map more than I already did. And MMA helped that a lot. And that's kind of like what sprung my my brand, as you would say, because I got my brown belt right after that. And then I told myself, don't let a bunch of time go by and then end up like feeling like, oh shit, now I'm like fighting again. It's like another debut, which the next fight will feel like that, but it's all right because I'm a competitor and that's just what we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it came down to the weight. It came down to wanting to do ADCC, which never got to happen because of Corona, but time was kind of weird, and that's that. There was a bunch of jiu-jitsu tournaments early in the year. I wanted to go to 125, but I was walking around at 120, so that just wasn't going to happen. So there's a lot of that, yeah.
Excellent. Well, I just played your fight against Sam. I think Sam and calf slicer. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's still there. I mean, you're a young guy, and like you said, MMA there's nothing going on right now, but you have that jiu-jitsu, bro. You have the jiu-jitsu, man. And like I said to Nick, being at that tournament, I haven't been at any competition since, I think, February, the last Premier fights or something like that. And then Corona hit. Being in New Hampshire and being at that gym of your guy, Enigma, and just seeing that tournament and the people around, it felt normal. And you get a lot of that. I mean, do you live in New Hampshire or you live in Mass?
I live in Boston.
All right, so you live in Boston.
Yeah.
So Enigma's not that far from you because that's not far from the line, is it?
It's about 45 minutes. It's in Londonderry, New Hampshire.
All right, so
about 45.
It's 45 minutes. Not terrible.
Decent.
But it's like a whole new world there. Coming out of Mass and then going to New Hampshire, it's like it felt normal. It felt like it was like before, all that COVID garbage.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I took a trip earlier in the year, in 2020, to visit my buddy in Rockland, Maine, and it was right at when everybody was like supposed to wear masks in stores and everything was hitting, and it was totally different. Nobody was wearing masks. It was like, but yeah, I know what you mean. Being in Londonderry recently, it felt a lot normal. I heard you talking to Nick about that too. That it just felt like the competition vibe was much better.
Exactly.
And you actually got to experience it again, yeah.
And there was crowd there, and it didn't feel like there was no. You didn't think there was anything wrong going out in the world, outside that building, which was friggin' great.
100%.
So, and yeah. I can't wait till it happens again in March. Is there anything else you're doing in between there? And is there any other tournaments you're gonna jump into before March?
There's a few grappling industries that I might have to do, but yeah, not necessarily. But yeah, like you said, it felt like nothing was going on in the world. Like that's why I feel like jiu-jitsu nowadays is it's so essential that it's like only the most pure form of interaction that we're going to be able to have in the next few years. Think about right now and how crazy everything is, and it's just like just doing jiu-jitsu, and it's just the most pure form of interaction that you can get. And being in that vibe, just seeing everything come to fruition with Christos and with New England Combat Sports, pay-per-view Connor, and everybody else, that was awesome. And it's just, that's what we're going to keep on doing. And March is going to be absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, and the lead-ups to it, and, the announcements are going out there now on Instagram and stuff like that with the matchups, and it's just going to blow up, and I can't wait, man. New England MMA will definitely be a part of it again. I'll be there talking to you guys after, before, and whatever, man. But we'll definitely be talking a lot before that happens. I'll have you back on, and, once you get an opponent, and we'll talk a little bit about it. We'll have a bunch of the guys on. We'll get some of these competitors that, not many people know much about on social media other than Instagram and out of the BJJ world. But we'll get these other guys known and, on at least on my platform, help them out with, all their work they put in.
Yeah. So it comes down to like all of this happening, and what really needs to be done is getting people that train jiu-jitsu to have everybody else get their friends to train jiu-jitsu, because I don't know many people that have high school friends or people from their back life that actually train jiu-jitsu. So spreading jiu-jitsu isn't really going to come in the form of making more photography companies and getting everything up and running. No diss on anybody that's doing all that. We need all that more than ever now, especially. But it's about getting people to train jiu-jitsu. So that's just kind of a message that I just want to throw in there. Everybody that trains jiu-jitsu should have at least like 3 or 4 people that from their regular life, if they still are in contact with them. Usually they split because people that do jiu-jitsu are focused, and everybody's kind of sitting on the couch or doing whatever. But get those people training, because that's what's going to spread jiu-jitsu, not necessarily just having more tournaments and everything.
Awesome, my man. Well, you need to make a shirt, a catchphrase to get these people involved. Do it. Stick it in their face. Let's get the ball rolling. Get something rolling there. I know you're around a lot of smart guys there. You'll come up with something for the next event. Some kind of catchphrase to everyone, to get this jiu-jitsu rolling in 2021. So last thing, my friend, shout outs, anything you want to say. I know you're popular as fuck on Instagram, social media, and you should be, man. You're someone to watch, and it's always a pleasure to speak to you and to watch you work, man. So shout it out there.
Thank you so much, Steven. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that.
All right, throw it all out there, man.
Yep, just Relentless Worldwide on Instagram and Facebook. YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. It's 74 Jiu-Jitsu. There isn't too much content up. I have almost every training session. It's private though, so because I don't want everyone seeing every single training session I've had in the last year. But I got a bunch of matches up there, and then just shout out to everybody at Trifecta, everybody else around that we're training with at Enigma, everybody at Malmo's, and everybody in the New England combat scene. Thank you, brother. Thank you for everything you've been doing, and everything else is going smooth, and we're just going to keep this ball rolling. So I appreciate it, bro. Good talking to you.
Excellent, my man. Any vanity plates going on that new whip of yours, or you going to be incognito?
Tried.
Huh?
We tried. I think it would have made the insurance more. I don't know. We couldn't make something happen.
All right, man. Well, hey, listen, break it in for a year, and then next year, after you come out with the catchphrase shirt, you can come out with a vanity license plate, and then we'll all be like smooth sailing for Relentless Worldwide. So, Jack Stapleton, man, always a pleasure talking to you, brother, and we'll definitely catch up again, man.
Thank you so much, Steven. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, you have a good night, bro.
You as well.
Later. Well, there you go. Jack Stapleton. You know what sucks? This whole podcast, which was awesome, skipped on Facebook. I am so fucking mad that this whole podcast skipped on Facebook. It probably was awesome on Instagram as far as like you couldn't see it much, but you did hear it all, and you can see what's up, people. I don't even know who's here, but this is going to be here for a while. So just one last thing, people. While you're all here, since it's all sucky now anyway, I'm going to play a little drums before I go. Even though I haven't been practicing, I'm going to take you out with a little funk. A little funk, master. A little funky shit. All right? Don't hate me. Do I have sticks? Let me get the dust and punch. All right, where's my sticks? Where are we? See how loud we are. Oh, yeah! Here we go. All right. Last thing before we go, just a little drums to send us off, people. So, here we go. Thank you, everyone. With that said, the Room Podcast. Sorry about the feed tonight, people, but being a producer, being the interviewer, and being the guy that pulls all the strings back here and edits everything, it's kind of hard to make everything work all the time. And when you get a little glitches with OBS. But with that said, it's a pretty good show. You could hear everything. A couple of little glitches, but who da gives a shit. Domenico, MMA, out!